What are 5 things you can do besides studying when in physical therapy school? So what are some things you can be doing besides just studying when you're in the PTA program or when you're in the PT program? You know, what can you be doing to set yourself up for success, to be an all-star student, besides just studying your books?
I know when you're in the midst of school, it seems like you don't have time to do anything else besides study. So what things can we do that actually I feel like would help you in the program and help you with your studying that aren't related to reading your book? And the first thing I think of is volunteering. So pick something that's related to your field though. So like one of the things that I did was wheelchair basketball. Like I participated in the event, I worked with the athletes. It was a lot of fun. And I got to practice my skills and interacting with people. The other thing I did was volunteered at a senior center, so we took people's blood pressure, we did a balance screening. It was fun. Again, we got to practice what I was learning in school and practice interacting with people. It was a great time. So, you know, I encourage you, look around your area, see what kinds of events are coming up, and see in what ways you can volunteer to practice what you've been learning in school and interact with people in a great way.
Another thing you can be doing besides just studying is practicing your skills. So this is actually really important throughout the whole program when you have practicals, when you have different things that you have to be prepared for, is practicing on your own time, practicing with a family member, practicing with relatives, with somebody off the street, whoever it is, find anybody, and then practice your skills with them. You know, practice your movements. How do you hold the patient's arm? How do you hold their legs? What's appropriate? How do you move them? Practice your manual techniques. The more you practice, the better you're gonna get at it, and the more comfortable you're gonna feel when you have your practicals, when you have your final lab components that you have to do. So practice makes somewhat better, not perfect.
So when I was in school, I didn't mind reading. I enjoy reading. I'm an introvert. I could read all day, whether it's my textbooks or other books. But one of the things I missed, I felt like even when I was in the PTA program, is the importance of interacting with people and networking, if we want to call it that, or relationship building. I think this is valuable for a lot of reasons. And the first one maybe is, I mean, what we do as a profession is interact with people, and interacting with people helps you interact with people. So, you know, practicing your listening skills. Can I hear what they're saying and say it back to them? Do I understand the point of what they're saying? Do I understand the feelings that are going along with it? Do I know how to have an appropriate response? So, you know, when somebody tells you something that's sad or that's rough, like, how do we respond to that? Sometimes it's like, oh, I'm sorry. Or, you know, like, practice knowing what to say, practice knowing what to do. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, if you're really outgoing and you love to talk, like, maybe it's a great opportunity to practice not doing it so much, like letting the other person lead, you know, letting the other person drive the conversation or whatever, and then you take in what they're saying. So what I would encourage you to do when you're not studying is maybe spend time with your classmates, interact with your professors. They're actually great mentors. They're not just like set way apart from us. They're great people.
Another thing you can be doing besides just studying is reading up-to-date content or media or podcast, anything like that. So if you're listening to podcasts, you know, maybe listen to like the APTA podcast or Move Forward PT or Understanding Pain Science. You know, these are some things to do besides simply studying. And when I mean like reading up-to-date content, I mean like read about the new treatment strategies. What is the most effective? Read about what's going on in this profession. You know what's going on as physical therapy as a field, not just a treatment strategy. So understanding that a lot better. I was joking. That will help you besides just studying, you know, knowing what's going on in the field. And also, besides just physical therapy content or media, you can be learning about like personal development. So this is really helpful if you're a PT, if you're a PTA, whatever role you're in. It's really helpful to get better at your leadership skills, at your soft skills, communication skills, you know, anything related to personal development. Taking
continuing education courses is another great thing you can do when you're not studying. And I know you'd say, why would I go take more classes if I didn't have to? Why would I have to pay for it? Or why would I pay for this?
Yeah.
Yes. But you get discounts if you're a student. And actually, I feel like they can be really refreshing. Some of the classes I took when I was a student was like a functional exercise course. It was fun. Like we worked out the whole time. But it introduced me to a lot of different exercises I might not have thought of. I got to practice the movements and think about technique, because sometimes in school when you go through these things, it's just for a short bit because you have to cover so much. So picking something that's interests you. I took a running course. You know, some something that's interesting to you, it makes the course fun. And a lot of times courses can be really interactive, so you're up and moving, you have food, and you get to hang out with other people in the profession. And when you're a student, again, you get a discount.
We just wanted to give you ideas of things you can be doing outside of just studying, you know, to progress your skills. But we also understand that this doesn't make sense for everybody in all situations. You know, there are some of you guys who have to take care of a family and working a second job and, you know, doing all these other things. So adding more tasks on top of that besides just passing and getting through the program can be overwhelming. So we also wanted to encourage you that it's okay if you're just trying to make it through the program. We encourage you to make it through the program. That's your first priority, but we just wanted to give recommendations or ideas of other things you can be trying beyond that. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hit a thumbs up if you found it helpful.
Question of the day: what's one fun thing you like to do besides studying?
Let us know in the comment section below. Be sure to share this video with a friend, and see you on the next one.